Welcome back. First, we're going to work on the calculation. We have length. This 12 inches is my shoulder to under bust measurement. 15 is the half length, then 23 is the full length. We have the shoulder 14, the bust of 34, and under bust circumference 28 inches. The first thing I'm going to work with is the bust and the under bust circumference measurements. 6 pieces is what we're working with, and the bust is 34. This 34 divided by 6 inches, I'm going to approximate that to 6 inches. Now, the base of our dress is always wide, and that's to your desired measurement. So I will be using 8 inches for that. That's the desired measurement, the width that I want. You can go ahead and use 10, 12, or you can as well reduce it. Now, we have 8 inches for the base and 6 inches, which is the bust circumference measurement. 8 is more than 6, so I'm going to work with 8 inches. Then another thing we need to consider is the nipple to nipple measurements. The nipple to nipple measurements I'll be working with is 7 inches. So this 7 inches now is what I'll be working with based on the bust circumference measurement, because this is more than 6. So to fold my fabric now, I still have 8 inches more than this 7 inches. So to fold my fabric, I'll use 8, and that will be 4 inches. I'll fold 4 to get 8, which is the base. But to get to before I get to the base, I'll be working with 7 inches, and that will be 3.5 since my fabric is folded into 2. So let's get that first. Now, the first thing I'm going to mark out is the length. I'm working with the length of 23 inches plus 2 inches, that is 25 inches. This is my full length, and I have half length to be 15 inches. So I'm going to add half an inch to that. This is my 15 inches. So I'm going to just consider those two first. Now, like I said, from our measurements, from our calculation, 3.5 is what I'll be working with from the shoulder to the half length. And the base, okay, I've decided to use 10 inches as the base. That will be 5 inches now. So I've added my half an inch for sewing, which is now 5.5 inches. So 5.5 inches is what I have here. I folded my 5.5 inches. I'll be taking my 3.5 plus my seam allowance. I'll add 0.5 to that. That will give me 4 inches. So I'll mark out the 4 inches from the top all the way to the half length of 15 inches. This is my 4 inches. So this is coming straight. And from the half length, I'm going to slant to the base of my dress. Now, from what I have here, this is one piece. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut 5 more of this to complete the 6 pieces. But the 6th one, I'm going to add my zipper allowance. So let's just cut 4 more of this to get 5 pieces. Then the 6th one will add a zipper allowance. So I'll continue to place this. Until I have the 5 pieces. This is just one piece, and I'll repeat this 4 more times to have 5 pieces. this is what I'll continue to do. Like I said, I already cut out 5 pieces, and this is the last one, which is going to fall to the middle back. I've added my extras allowance for zip, and I added 1.5. You can add 2, you can add 1. That's that depends on you. So I'm just going to cut this out, which is going to be the 6th one. Just like this, and now we'll come back to the front, which is the area of concern. We've already sketched out our 6 pieces. Now I'm going to pick the 3, which is for the front. 1, 2, 3. Now what to do is just, this is going to serve as the middle piece, this the side and also the side. So let's continue. The underbust length is 12 inches. So I'm going to mark out 12.5 inches plus my seam allowance. I have my 12.5 inches. We also need to consider the measurement from the underbust to the nipple point, and that is 3 inches. You have to measure. You can measure to get that from the underbust to the nipple point. So I have 3 inches for this measurement, and that will be, this is my 3 inches. So I'm going to trace it out like this. Now this is my nipple points, this is our underbust, and this is the half length. Now from what we have here, this is the front. I'm going to arrange it in such a way that we have the front folded into 2, just like this. So it means our fabric, the front bodies now has been folded into 2. I'll use my pin to hold this down, and from here we can get the shoulder measurements, the bust, and the underbust circumference measurements. Now we have the shoulder divided by 2. Shoulder measurement is 14 inches. Divided by 2 is 7. I'm going to add half an inch for my sewing. And I'm going to measure down my 8.5, which is the armhole length. Now from the nipple point, once you measure your shoulder to nipple point, you can just take 1 inch up to get your armhole length. So this is my 8.5, and we have the underbust and the half length measurements. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to get the bust circumference measurement, and we have 34 inches as our bust circumference measurement. So 34 inches divided by 4. Now 34 divided by 4 plus your seam allowance, I'm going to add 1.5 to that. So I have 9.5 inches. You can add 2 inches if you want to be on a safer side. So I have my bust, and below my underbust length, I'm going to sketch out the underbust circumference measurement, which is 28 divided by 4 as well, plus 1.5, you can add 2 inches as well. Now from the half length of 15 inches, this is our half length, remember, and this is our on the bust. I'm going to connect this from the bust to the under bust circumference, just like this, and this is the half length. So that from the half length now, I can slant to the edge of my fabric, just like this. So we'll come back to the armhole. For the armhole, we're going to, this is the front. You can measure your 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, and at the midpoint, my midpoint here will be 4.25, since 8.5 is the length. So you can come in by 0.5 inches, 0.5 inches. Now sketch like this in case you don't have your French curve. It's as easy as that, and if you have it, you can just go ahead and cut this out. Now from what we have here, we already sketched out the bust, the under bust circumference, the major bodies, we already sketched it out. The next thing we're going to focus on is the middle point, which is the padded area. Right now, we're going to bring out the padded part of our blouse, and to do that, I'll just fold this. This is my half length. From the half length, I'm going to take 3.5. This is the middle, so I'll measure 3.5 inches to the under bust measurement. So it's more like I'm taking half an inch away from there. Then on the neck part, the shoulder part of my dress, to bring out the neck width, I'll be using 3 inches. 3 inches from the middle point. This is my 3 inches. So I'm going to connect from here. I'll connect to the nipple point. From the nipple point, I'll connect to the underbust, then straight to the half length before I'll slant. So it's as easy as this. Just connect to the nipple point. From the nipple point to the underbust, then straight to the half length, then slant to the end of our blouse. Now I'm going to cut this out, and at the underbust area, I'm going to come in by 0.25. 0.25, that is not up to half an inch. 0.25, so that from here now I can go in, then come back to my measurements, and this is how I'm going to trace it out. So we have this, and once the last thing I'm going to take here is going to be the neck depth, which is your desired measurements. You can take 6, you can take 5, you can take, just go ahead and take the depth. And of course you can always go with your desired measurements. In case you want a V shape, you can just connect the V. So it's going to be on the middle piece alone. Okay, I guess we can cut this out in order to have a better understanding. So this is what we have now. So on this piece now, I'm going to take out my neck design. It could be a V shape, it could be a square, round, sweetheart. Just go ahead and cut out any neck design of your choice. So from what we have here, it means we have, I'm here to cut the neck design. So this is what we have now, and the last thing is going to be the neck design. So you can go ahead and cut this. So let's do that. Like I said, I have the depth of 6 inches as my neck design, and okay, I don't want to go for sweetheart neck this time around. I'll go for a round neck, and I'll be taking 5 inches from here. So to connect this, it's just going to come out this way, and I can cut. So let's cut out what we've sketched. That's the side and the neck design. Alright, so this is what we are going to have afterwards, which is the front. So we'll come back to the back now. So to finish up with the back, remember we added extra allowance for the zipper, and from our calculation we also measure 3.5 inches. From our calculation, bust circumference divided by 6 is 6 inches, which is 3 inches. So we also measure 3 inches plus our sewing allowance 3.5 inches. But to make it easier for us while cutting, we decided to cut out the same measurements all through. So I'm going to trace out our normal measurement of 3.5 inches here, and to all the way to the half length, 3.5 inches. So I'll connect this, then I'll trace out to the edge of our dress. So from the half length, this is the half length. From the half length now, we're going to connect to the edge of our dress, and that will be for the back, so that we can come back now to bring out the shoulder measurements. And as well, to make it very easy, we can just join those the three pieces, and it's going to be one to one side and the other to the other side, so that after joining we can easily bring out the shoulder. That's the way I did to the front. You can easily fold into two, just like this, folded into two. We then bring out the shoulder measurements, the bust circumference, and the waist measurements. That is going to be very easy. So all you just need to do is join, and after joining you can fold this way, so that we'll bring out the shoulder measurements divided by 2. Remember to hide the zipper allowance. This is the zipper allowance, so that we can take the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is 7 inches. The 7 inches plus our same allowance. Then we have the 8.5 inches. We have the under bust of 12. We have the half length of 15 inches. And we can easily measure out the bust circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 1.5 or plus 2 depending on your choice. You can easily bring it out just like this. And we have the underbust circumference measurement divided by 4 plus your seam allowance. Always remember the zipper allowance. You can just hold this down with the pin so as not to get confused. And from here we can bring out the armhole. Bringing out the armhole. Okay, let's bring this out just like this. And connect from the bust circumference to the underbust circumference and to the half length, so that from the half length we can easily sketch it out to the edge of a fabric. And what we're going to do here is to connect this. You can, if you have your French cuff, you can use that to bring this out. So this is going to be the back, and the width measurement of 3 inches. Remember, we use 3 inches for the front, the width 3 inches for the neck design, and the depth to your choice. You can go ahead with just 2 inches and bring it out a round shape. And one thing that is now important is to sketch out to slant. We need to slant with 1 inch. Sorry. So immediately after the neck design, we need to get 1 inch on the shoulder. 1 inch, so that we can sketch this out and trace it out like this. So you can as well bring out the side just like this. So right now we have both the front and the back. This is the back and this is the front. So we are done with cutting it out. All I need to do is place this on my fabric and cut. So I'm still going to make a tutorial on the sewing. I'll just place this and to cut my fabric and join, and that will be in my next tutorial. In case this is your first time on our channel, kindly click the subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Africa TV. Follow me as well on Facebook and on Instagram at Kharis Kreations. And till I see you next class.